Hi everyone, my name is Veronica and I come to you from Sydney, Australia. I'm here to share my story and what I went through in the last couple of years and what I overcame. And happy to share this story of, me actually realizing that I was slowly killing myself with alcohol and too much eating because I was hiding, and so I wanted to I want to share with everybody what I went through. So if I can help anybody who is suffering in silence, because we do that so much, women, we're meant to kind of just put that smile on our face and keep going. So whatever pain we are feeling, we are holding, we hold it in here, and we just keep going because that's what we're meant to do, right? We're not meant to be vulnerable because showing vulnerability is a weakness. I mean, that's what my upbringing was. You had to keep going, you have to keep being strong, and that's what I did for many years till it all just came crashing down on me, and I realized that I didn't want to live like this anymore. But taking you back, my journey started in 2013 when I was diagnosed with chronic nerve pain on my right hand side. So it from tingling sensations in my fingers to burning pain in my arm to neck hardly being able to move. I deal with this on a 24/7 basis. And it was when I first realized what was going on, it was heartbreaking because I felt like I had to relive my life again because there were certain things I couldn't do. I couldn't hold a pen. So writing for me is hard. Typing is okay, but then if 10 minutes into it, my fingers are in so much pain. There were certain ways that I can sit or stand, or it was just ridiculous. And trying to figure out how to live my life with this pain was tough. And it took me a couple of years to do that. But I did. My husband and I kind of came into this realization that life is going to change slightly. And there are certain things I can and cannot do. And so I we mentally, read I don't know, rejig things. And I just kept going. And I kept working because that's something I had to do. Then the pain just started becoming worse. The environment at work didn't help. I was surrounded by beautiful people. I had some beautiful friends that I still keep in touch with, but the actual working environment was not a good one for me. And the pain just got worse and worse and worse, and I just couldn't. And I realized now that I'd already started going into a rabbit hole back then. But then at that point in time, I didn't, it wasn't a thought. I just thought, okay, I just need to quit because my pain is bad. But I was not happy. And in 2017, I made a very, very tough decision to resign. I had to do it for my mental health and my physical health. And I knew that in a way, being in this much pain for me was a blessing in disguise because that was what got me out of the situation I was in. And and I got out of it because I wanted to focus on my health and figure out what's going on and find some sort of a medical intervention so I can fix it. And so, yes, that's what I did. I resigned, and then I started seeing neurologists, and it was the same thing. We can't see what's wrong. We understand you have nerve damage, but there's nothing that we can do to fix it. So all you can do is manage it with pain medication. So I became this guinea pig. Try this medication, try that medication, and figure out, maybe it's in your head, maybe it's a mental thing, and it's because of that you are making this pain. And I'm thinking, what? How? I mean, it wasn't a mental thing in 2013. I was perfectly happy, mom with a little baby boy. And so No, I don't think it was a mental thing. It probably didn't help, or the stresses and everything did not help. I completely agree. But I mean, I still have the pain. It's not a mental thing, but that's what I was put into my head, that it was a mental thing, and I'm not. You're either I was pretending to be in pain, or there's nothing that they can do. So just take copious amounts of pain medication, and I so I just went into this little shell, because I felt that no one was listening to me anyway, and I don't think not everybody believed I was in this space. So I just went, well, you know what? The only thing I can do is hide from it. So that's what I did. I hid from it. And I think, so many of us do that. We hide from our pain because it's easy to hide from your pain than to go out there and try and explain it to people or help them to understand. Because, you know, if you're not physically broken, no one can believe that you're in pain. And I go out and I laugh and I do all of these things. So people never thought, they just thought, oh no, she's fine. I mean, there are some, very close friends, of course, they knew I was in pain, but it's hard to understand the extent. I think the only person that really, really saw was my husband, because he saw me in pain. He saw the times when I couldn't even get up. He had to lift me up off of the bed, or he had to lift me up to the floor because I've been rolling on the floor because there was that much pain. And he was the only one who saw it. So the only way I could hide from all of this pain was self-medicate, and which was, my best friend became a bottle of wine, and then it got upgraded to a bottle of vodka a day. And I was putting vodka in a water bottle, and pretending like, and so my husband or kids would think I'm just drinking water, not vodka. um I mean, I think there were times where he may have said something was not right, but he didn't push me. He realized that if he pushed me, I think I would have gone totally over the edge. But that's where it kind of I started spiraling, and I didn't even know how to get out of it. I didn't even know what was going on. For me, dropping the kids off and coming home and opening a bottle of vodka became a normal life. That was normality for me, because I just wanted to get out of my head. I wanted to get away from this pain. So that just, became normal. There would be times where, I would call my husband and tell him I can't pick up the kids because I wanted to drink. And that's one thing I won't do, is I won't drink and drive, and I won't put my children in danger. So, but I will, and my husband will go, I mean, he's busy at work, but I'll be like, I'm in too much pain. I can't drive. Can you pick them up? So those are some of the things that I used to do. And there were times when I would curl up in bed because I was in pain, and I probably had way too much pain medication, way too much alcohol in my body. And I would just curl up in a ball, and I'll call my husband, and I will just cry and tell him to just leave me. Why does he want me? I said, why does he want someone that's defected, someone that can't even go to work and can't be the mother and wife that he needs me to be? So I used to just tell him to leave me, you know, tell him to find somebody else that's better, and that might take care of him and the kids. And I would just want to die. That's the point, the pitiful point I got to, is the point where I just wanted to die. And I just didn't want to be in this earth anymore. I didn't want to be in this body anymore. I was fat. I was in pain. I couldn't look at my face in the mirror, and I hated mirrors. I hated cameras. I hated cameras. Like, I refused to take photos, and because I didn't love me anymore. And how many of us go through that? so many of us go through that, and we just suffer in silence. And that's what I'm here to tell you today with my story, is that I came out of it. And I came out of it because I realized I actually wanted to live, and I didn't want to live like this anymore. And I guess I have to owe it to a doctor who at that point I wanted to kill, because he saw me. He was my last option. This was in 2018, and he saw me um, to help me out, and he said to me, let's go from the beginning, and let's work through this and see where the issues are. And then as he was asking me questions of the pain and this and that, then he asked me the amount of alcohol I drank, and I told him, I was drinking a bottle and a half of wine a day. That wasn't even the entire truth. And but I thought I didn't want to lie. So I said, and he just looked at me. He did a double take. He said, a glass and a half. And I said, no, a bottle and a half. And he just put his pen down, and he just looked at me, and he goes, I don't think I can help you. I'm like, okay. And he goes, because he goes, the alcohol is not going to help. I said, probably not. But, I have scans that I paid $400 for. And he said, no, I don't need to look at them. And he goes, I don't think I can help you. And just, that's it. He just dismissed me. That was it. You're done. And at that, like I said, at that point in time, I wanted to kill him. But right now, I went, you know what? It's because he said that. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I went, I am going to show you that this pain has nothing to do with alcohol, because it wasn't because of alcohol I got the pain, because I wasn't a drinker back then. No, I mean, I used to drink occasionally when I used to go out and during work events, but it wasn't to the point where I was drinking every day. I never used to drink during the weeknights. So it wasn't, so I knew in my heart wasn't the alcohol. The alcohol was something that I was hiding behind. And so I just said, in my head, I went, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this got nothing to do with alcohol, and I'm going to show you that I can make this work. And I think I said it. I may have said it to him, but I think subconsciously I said it to me, that I can make this work because I am a strong, independent woman, and I can get through this. And I did. And I, booked a nutritionist, saw this wonderful woman who listened to my story without any judgment. And I have to give her the recognition, because she helped me. And if I wasn't ready for it, I don't think it would have helped. But at the end of the day, I was ready to make that change, and having someone that was kind and just understanding, it helped me to take that next step. And that was it. From that day on, I stopped the alcohol. I made up my mind that I'm not going to drink at all. I didn't want to go a couple of glasses a day or anything like that. I said, I'm not going to drink, and I'm going to stop. And I stopped. I stopped the alcohol. I stopped the binge eating at night, and the kilos just started to drop away. I mean, I went into this change because I wanted to go on an anti-inflammatory diet to manage my pain through food, because at the end of the day, I think that's the best way to manage any kind of pain for me, is through food, because food has so much nutrition in it. And if you know what foods you're eating, it's going to help your body. And I guess we all know that, but just to make that decision and do it is not easy. And it's changing your mindset, and it's changing something into your head to go, I don't want to live like this anymore. And changing your habits of actually, finding what's there that's right for you. And I guess for me, like was my motivation was to show that I can do this, and I can make these changes. And I did. I lost 36 kilos. I went from a size 16 to a size 8, and I have all this energy. I can actually spend proper time with my children. I run now. I hated running. I even hated walking, but I run. I run for 45 minutes. I do aerobic exercises, something, and I found, and it was things that I had to find along the way, what's right for me. So that's what you have to do. You have to find what's right for you. You have to find what motivates you, and make the changes. We all go through these times when we suffer in silence, and that's why I wanted to become a life coach, because I wanted to help other women who are going through something similar, whatever it may be. And there's always a crutch that we hide behind, and to figure out that crutch and get through it. I did, and I know that anyone else can. And for me to finally look in the mirror and say I love you is a massive achievement, and that's something that I want to help do for other wonderful, awesome women out there. Thank you for listening to me.